After 6 long months of separation, the sun began to rise over Vice City, casting a hazy orange glow across the skyline. Jason stood atop a dingy motel roof, his heart heavy with anxiety as he gazed at the imposing VCPD holding facility in the distance. The weight of Lucia's imprisonment pressed down on him. She had taken the fall for him, and now she was behind bars, awaiting transfer to a maximum security prison. Jason had spent countless nights planning this moment, gathering intel and identifying the weak points in the police's defense. His phone buzzed, breaking his thoughts. It was Carmen, his fixer, and a shady hacker who had helped him devise a plan for Lucia's escape. "The transfer is happening in an hour. This is your only shot. Don't screw it up," Carmen's message read. Clenching the phone tightly, Jason knew failure was not an option. This was their last chance to free Lucia before she disappeared into the prison system forever. "Let's do this," Jason muttered under his breath, sliding his custom pistol into its holster. He descended the fire escape and made his way to his car, hidden in a dark alley. The VCPD facility was heavily guarded, but Jason had a plan. He had bribed a lower-level officer to create a technical issue with the security cameras during the transfer, hoping it would buy him precious minutes. As he parked a few blocks away, he took a deep breath, preparing himself for the challenge ahead. Phase 1, infiltration. With his heart racing, Jason slipped past the outer security gates, relying on Carmen's intel to navigate the blind spots between patrol routes. The cameras were temporarily down, allowing him to move stealthily through the shadows. His target was the transport garage, where the prison van holding Lucia would soon arrive. After a few quick hacks, Jason disabled the electronic locks on the back door and slipped inside unnoticed. The tension was palpable. One wrong move could spell disaster. Phase 2, disruption. Inside the facility, the atmosphere buzzed with activity as officers prepared for the imminent prisoner transfer. Jason kept his head down, blending in as best he could while moving swiftly through the hallways. Spotting the security guard he had bribed earlier, Jason received a quick nod signaling that the coast was clear. "Lucia's van is in the garage," the guard whispered, and Jason rushed toward the garage with renewed urgency. The roar of engines echoed in the dimly lit space as Jason entered. 2 armored police transport vehicles were idling, waiting for their cargo. Phase 3, the breakout. His heart raced as Jason spotted Lucia in one of the vans, handcuffed and guarded by 2 armed officers. Their eyes locked through the small barred window, and Jason could see the determination in her gaze. "Let's cause some chaos," he whispered, pulling a smoke grenade from his jacket and tossing it into the garage. Thick smoke billowed out, filling the room as shouts of confusion erupted among the officers. Seizing the momentary distraction, Jason rushed the van, yanking open the door and knocking out the 2 guards before they could react. He tossed Lucia a set of keys to unlock her cuffs. "Jason, I knew you'd come," she breathed, a mix of relief and adrenaline flooding her voice. "I promised I'd get you out," Jason replied, handing her a gun. Lucia didn't hesitate. She grabbed the weapon and fired at the garage door's control panel, sealing them shut and trapping the officers inside. "Let's get out of here," Jason urged, jumping into the driver's seat as Lucia climbed in beside him. Phase 4, escape. With a roar of the engine, Jason floored the gas, crashing through the garage's outer gates as sirens blared in the distance. The VCPD was immediately on their tail. Lucia leaned out the window, firing at the pursuing police cruisers while Jason expertly swerved through traffic, dodging roadblocks and spike strips. The city exploded into chaos as they sped through Vice City's crowded streets, heading toward a safe house on the outskirts. Just when it seemed they might be cornered, Jason made a sharp turn into a parking garage, driving up several levels before ditching the van. Phase 5, ditch in disguise. "Out now," Jason barked, pulling Lucia along as they abandoned the van. He had arranged for another car to be waiting on the top level, hidden among the others. They quickly switched vehicles, blending in with normal traffic as they cruised out of the garage and slipped through the police perimeter unnoticed. Mission complete. Finally, they reached the safe house, an abandoned apartment on the outskirts of Vice City. As the door slammed shut behind them, both collapsed against the walls, breathing hard, adrenaline coursing through their veins. Lucia looked over at Jason, a triumphant smile spreading across her face despite the chaos they had just escaped. "I can't believe we pulled it off." Jason chuckled, relief washing over him. "I told you I'd get you out." But as Lucia's smile faded, her expression hardened. "We're not done yet. Davidson's still out there. He set us up and I'm not letting him get away with it." Jason nodded, his resolve strengthening. "Then let's make him pay."